welcome to FIA Pure Motorsport. On this week's episode, we'll travel to Jordan to bring you some really great action from the Jordan Baja. We'll have the best action from the opening round of the FIA Historic Rally Championship, and we'll take a closer look at a remarkable young driver, Aliyyah Koloc, and much more from the FIA World of Motorsport. The second round of the FIA World Cup for cross-country Bajas and the opening encounter in the Middle East Series is fought out over 2 legs through the spectacular Martian-like landscapes of Jordan's Wadi Rum and Wadi Araba in southern Jordan. On the first day, the 20 crews have to take on the first of 2 competitive sections of 232 kilometers and 81 kilometers through Wadi Rum. And from the start, the heat is on. Just 12 kilometers into the first stage, Saudi Arabia's leading driver and pre-race favorite Yazid Al-Rajhi in his Toyota Hilux breaks his drive shaft, losing around 80 minutes. After the first leg, he is just in 12th place. That opens the door for the other crews. The biggest surprise on the first day is 17-year-old driver Aliyyah Koloc, who despite her lack of experience finishes 5th overall and 2nd in the T3 category for lightweight prototype machines. Miroslav Zaplatal from the Czech Republic finishes in 4th place on day 1 in his Ford F-150. Right in front of him are 2 Category T4 Can-Am Mavericks, Mshari Al-Tafir in 3rd place and Kees Kolen in 2nd place. But Saleh Al-Saif is comfortably the fastest driver through the first sections in his Can-Am. The Saudi and his Russian co-driver Igor Okhotnikov stay clear of trouble and storm to a 6-minute 44-second overnight lead. After leg 1, Saleh Al-Saif is in front of Kees Kolen and Mshari Al-Tafir, who is just 8 seconds behind the Dutch driver. On day 2, the competitors visit Wadi Araba for the first time. The stunning geographical feature runs from the Gulf of Aqaba to the southern shores of the Dead Sea, and drivers tackle a 150-kilometer-long selective section. Yazid Al-Rajhi tries everything and storms to the fastest time in the Wadi Araba, but the time deficit is too much for the Saudi to break into the top 10, and he reaches the finish in Aqaba in 12th overall. Spanish driver Fernando Alvarez also has a great day. He quickly improves 2 places and then tries to attack Aliyyah Koloc in 5th place. But the 17-year-old Emirati girl defends her solid position and ends the rally with a top 5 finish and a 2nd place finish in the T3 category. A stunning performance. Mshari Al-Tafir pushes hard across the rain-soaked tracks of Wadi Araba and manages to snatch 3rd place overall and the T4 win from Kees Kolen. With a great performance, Miroslav Zaplatal once again creates excitement. The experienced Czech pilot fights his way closer and closer to the leader, Saleh Al-Saif. But in the end, the Saudi Arabian is able to fend off the late challenge to seal the win by a margin of 2 minutes 56 seconds. He becomes the first ever driver of a T3 lightweight prototype vehicle to win an international FIA Baja event. Saleh Al-Saif edges Miroslav Zaplatal for his first win of the new season, a good 3rd place for Mshari Al-Tafiri. The biggest surprise at the Baja Jordan was clearly Aliyyah Koloc. The 17-year-old newcomer quickly reached 5th place in the overall and 2nd place in the T4 category. On the other hand, it's not all that surprising when you take a closer look at the unusual and unique career of this extraordinary young woman. It's also important to note that Aliyyah lives with Asperger's syndrome, also known as Asperger's. It's an autism spectrum disorder but differs from other ASDs by relatively unimpaired language and intelligence. Aliyyah's sport until an injury cut that short was tennis. After that, she was looking for a new challenge, and it is a particularly big one in the truest sense of the word, truck racing. What motivates a 16-year-old to race a 5-ton vehicle? Let's find out.
Well, my father was a truck racing, and my uncle, David, he was racing, so it's just all around me. So then last year I played tennis, and then I stopped, so then I tried trucks.
Her father is multiple ETRC champion Martin Koloc and owner of the Bagura racing team. In 2019, she took part in test drives for the first time, and tennis was quickly forgotten.
Completely different. I like that when I'm truck racing this time, I'm covered. I have a cabin and a helmet, because in tennis, I didn't like how everyone sees my every move. So I'm happy I'm closed.
In August 2020, as the youngest driver in the history of the ETRC, she drove her first race in Most, Czech Republic, and immediately made it into the points. And she believes her Asperger's proved to be helpful.
I think it does in little ways. Probably helps me focus more. Sometimes probably your mind can be somewhere else, so I can focus more on what I'm doing. So I think it helps me.
Aliyyah, looking for new challenges, raced a 600 horsepower Mercedes AMG GT3 car after the truck season.
Liked it very much. I drove it last weekend with the trucks. It was very difficult, so with the GT it was much easier, so I enjoyed it very much.
This spring she made her debut in the FIA Middle East Cup together with her sister Yasmin. Another step on the way to fulfilling her big dream, participating in the Dakar Rally next year. No wonder then that the shy 17-year-old has only one piece of advice for all young girls that want to get into racing.
I would say follow your dreams, basic but true.
And that's exactly what Aliyyah Koloc is doing with great success. This year, the Formula Regional Asian Championship certified by FIA saw an impressive 28-car entry. The entries included drivers representing 15 nations, among them 4 F1 Junior Academy talents. 16-year-old American Jack Crawford from the Red Bull Junior team, 17-year-old Paul Aron, member of the Mercedes Junior team, and they're joined by Ferrari Driver Academy members Dino Beganovic and Artur Leclerc, the 21-year-old younger brother of current Ferrari F1 ace Charles. The season was held over 5 consecutive weekends with 3 races per weekend. The opening round was at Yas Marina Circuit, and there was one driver surprising everybody, 16-year-old Sebastian Montoya, son of F1 Grand Prix and Indy 500 winner Juan Pablo. Sebastian took the victory from pole position in race 1. He confirmed his very good early form with a 4th and 10th place finish in the next 2 races. The most consistent driver on the first weekend was Artur Leclerc. The Monegasque finished on the podium twice with 2 third places. But both drivers were outperformed by the young Italian Gabriele Mini. With a 2nd place in race 1 and a victory in the 3rd race, he took the lead in the overall standings. Just a 3-point lead for Gabriele Mini, Artur Leclerc in 2nd position and Sebastian Montoya in 3rd. For round 2, the series headed to the Dubai Autodrome, and the second triple header was dominated by Frenchman Hadrien David, who was lightning quick all weekend and won the opening and closing races. Arthur Leclerc claimed his first series win in the second race and scored again in the other two races, 6 races, 6 times in the points. His consistency puts him atop the driver classification with 73 points, 9 ahead of Hadrien David and 12 clear of Hajar in third. The third race weekend was dominated by the drivers of the Mumbai Falcons India racing team. In the first race, Sebastian Montoya was unstoppable. The youngster showed once again why he has a great future ahead of him and bagged his second victory. His teammates naturally wanted to follow suit. Dino Baganovic drove from 8th on the grid to his first win, a great success for the Swede. But Arthur Leclerc outshone them all. After a second and third place, he is on top of the podium after the last race of the weekend. So not only a successful race weekend for the Mumbai Falcons, but also for Leclerc, who extends his lead in the championship. With a lead of 35 points, he is ahead of Spanish driver Pepe Marti and teammate Sebastian Montoya. The penultimate round saw in race 1 a spectacular and hard-fought battle between Isaac Hajar and Paul Aron for first place. For almost the entire race, the two gave each other nothing. In the end, Hajar prevailed, the first win of the season for the 17-year-old Frenchman. Race 2 was decided at the start. 17-year-old pole sitter Francesco Bracci's lead was short-lived, however, as he, Patrick Pasma, and Ollie Beerman headed into turn 1 in a threesome. Pasma took the lead and later became the season's 8th winner, a great performance by the Finn. With a 4th and a 5th place, it had been a rather quiet weekend for the championship leader until the third race. But then Arthur Leclerc turned up the heat. Again, it was Paul Aron who was in the lead and this time lost it to the Monegasque. This was already the third victory for Leclerc. The 21-year-old increased his lead over Pepe Marti to 40 points before the final race weekend. And this took place again at Yas Marina Circuit. In race 1, Arthur Leclerc had the pole position and blasted off the grid as the lights went out. The Ferrari Driver Academy talent dominated the race on his way to a pole-to-flag victory, taking the first title of his career with 2 races to spare. Arthur Leclerc won 4 races and scored points in every single other race. There was a double celebration in the Mumbai Falcons pit as the Indian Motorsport team clinched the team title after a phenomenal season in the championship. In the end, Leclerc was 60 points in front of super rookie Pepe Marti. Isaac Hajar finished the season in 3rd place. Spaniard Nils Solans bagged his first FIA European Rally Championship victory after a dominant drive at Rally Serra da Fafe in Portugal. The 29-year-old left his rivals floundering as relentless rain, thick fog, and muddy gravel tracks bombarded the season opener in northern Portugal. Solans, the ERC superstar, took the lead in his VW Polo GTI R5 on the first gravel speed test, and he controlled the rally from then onwards. He maintained a healthy gap and finally sealed his maiden ERC triumph by 55.7 seconds in front of Portuguese driver Arroyo Armindo and Estonian Georg Linnamäe in 3rd position. The 48th Rally Bandama of the Ivory Coast was the opening round of the new Africa Rally Championship season. The battle for the title was a duel between Ivorian Cyril Bottari and Abdallah Hijazi in their Subaru Impreza and Zambesians Leroy and Ursula Gomez. Gomez was in the lead from the start, but Bottari stayed on him and was very unlucky when he damaged his rear axle during Special Stage 7 and had to retire. This opened the way for the Zambesian couple in their Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4. They took their first win at the Rally Bandama and the lead in the ARC standings.
And square right, 5 left of a crest, square left.
Ernie and Karen Graham are among the prominent faces at historic rally events. They are husband and wife in normal life and pilot and co-pilot when they sit together in a rally car. The British couple are an integral part of the historic rally community and they enjoy the events.
I love the community, sort of almost like we're a little family with our team, which is very nice. At the end of the day, it's all about people.
Fascination of historic rallying is, I guess, principally the cars that we drive, but there's also the competition that is possible and the camaraderie that comes along with that. With historic rallying, there's very, very professionally run events in absolutely lovely locations, and there's lots of people who are passionate about driving and enjoying the cars and the places that we go to.
Both have been passionate about motorsports since their early childhood.
Well, we come from sort of a background in Northern Ireland, and many of our friends and family members have been interested in motorsport, and so it's something that goes way back from my teenage years, and my wife was from the same background.
In 1994, shortly after their marriage, they were living in the Middle East and decided to start rallying. They drove their first 3 rallies together. Ernie then switched to historic cars in 2001. From the beginning, it was clear to him that his car could only be a Ford Escort.
Ford Escort was my first car. I've rallied Ford Escorts for nearly 30 years. It's an iconic car in the world of rallying. It's a joy to be driving it, again, in a way that it was intended to.
The Escorts were on road cars when I was young. When I first met Ernie, he was driving a Ford Escort as a road car, so we're from that era.
The two have been driving together again since 2018, a team that complements each other perfectly, privately and also on the rally stages.
I think he's very, very talented. I don't know how basically he does it. I can't believe I'm going as fast as I am going sometimes. And no, I'm very impressed with his rallying, and I think that's why it works. There's a high degree of trust between us. Quite good at multitasking. I'm quite good, cool under pressure. Yeah, probably that's my strength. Yeah, I don't get flustered easily, I think.
I guess it's the time of life. Lots of us are sort of coming towards retirement age, and so yeah, it's just lovely to do stuff together. And doing motorsport is something where the team's important as well. So it's lovely that we can kind of do that together and do something that we enjoy and rely on each other's expertise. We
really love motorsport. It's been fantastic in our life, in our marriage.
The FIA European Historic Rally Championship returns to Spain for round 1 of the 2022 season. The historic city of Girona in Catalonia is the home of the Rally Costa Brava, which celebrates the 70th edition of Spain's oldest rally this year. On day 1, the Rally Costa Brava sees 6 special stages with rain in the morning and then dry in the afternoon, providing the teams with a tough decision on tire strategy. And the Category 3 reigning champion Zippo in his Audi Quattro makes the wrong decision in the morning. He doesn't put on rain tires and loses a lot of time. Last season's dominant driver is only in 41st place after the first 3 special stages, already almost 4 minutes behind the leader in the overall standings. With the right tires, he then starts a great race to catch up in the afternoon. Zippo posts the fastest time on all 3 stages in the afternoon to close the gap to 41.2 seconds to Michael Putz.
It's really bad because we fixed our wrong tires. We used the T5, it's the medium tire, and we found a lot of water, so it's impossible to drive with the closed tire under the rain. So now at the service park we changed the tire. We tried to recover it.
Austrians Michael and Elizabeth Putz in their Porsche 911 SC have a great first leg. They're posting the fastest Category 3 times on the first 3 stages. At the end of the day, they are the overnight leaders in Category 3 and in a good 13th place overall.
5 right here and long 3 left. Into long late 6 right. Long 3 left here. Into long late 6 right tightens.
Ernie and Karen Graham are the overnight leaders in Category 1. The British crew takes the fastest time on 5 of the 6 stages. They finished the day 1 minute 38.1 seconds ahead of the reigning Category 1 champions Antonio Parisi and Giuseppe D'Angelo in the number 33 Porsche 911 S2.0. In Category 2, the Ford Escort RS 1800 of Marty McCormick and Barney Mitchell is leading after 3 stages, but the Irish crew's luck changes when they hit a rock and the suspension on the Escort breaks. That opens the door for Carlo Miele and Oliver Laporte. After day 1, the Belgians have an overnight lead in Category 2. The battle for the overall lead, however, takes place among the Category 4 cars. In the end, the BMW M3 E30 of Swiss driver Pascal Parut and his French teammate Denis Giraudet is at the head of the leaderboard by nearly 30 seconds. Close behind them in the Lancia Delta Integrale are Lucky and Fabrizia Pons in 2nd position. And just 14.3 seconds behind the Italians in 3rd spot is the BMW M3 of Jean-François Morgue and Thierry Barjou. After day 1, there are 2 BMW M3s in the top 3 places overall. On day 2, the tire choice is easy because the weather is wet and cold. The final 6 special stages run in tricky conditions in the mountains to the west of Girona. Ernie and Karen Graham take advantage of their overnight lead in Category 1, the British crew taking the fastest time on 5 of the 6 stages on day 2, and the Flexifly Rally team to complete their first victory in Category 1 since 2019. They finished the day 3 minutes 10 seconds ahead of the reigning Category 1 champions Antonio Parisi and Giuseppe D'Angelo in the Porsche 911 S2.0. Italians Carlo Fiorito and Marina Bertonesco finish in 3rd place in their BMW 2002 Ti. In Category 2, Marty McCormick and Barney Mitchell in the Ford Escort RS 1800 have a great day. They closed the gap to the leaders by nearly 5 minutes and put a lot of pressure on the Belgian team. But the challenge proved to be too great, and Carlo Miele and Olivier Laporte take the Category 2 honors in Spain in their Porsche 911 Carrera RSR 3.0 by just 26.6 seconds. Overnight Category 3 leaders Michael and Elizabeth Putz in the Porsche 911 SC have another good day when they prove themselves again with good times. But the Audi Quattro of reigning champion Zippo is on a charge after the problems of day 1. Zippo and his Italian teammate Nicola Arena are into the maximum attack mode in the slippery conditions, closing the gap by 30 seconds on Special Stage 7 and going ahead of the Austrians on Special Stage 8. They win Category 3 and finish 4th place overall. The first 3 spots in the Rally Costa Brava go to Category 4 cars. The Lancia Delta Integrale of Lucky and Fabrizia Pons finishes in 3rd position. Up front, it's a duel of 2 BMW crews. The BMW M3 of Jean-François Morgue and Thierry Barjou has to settle for 2nd place overall after a great fight. The BMW M3 E30 of Swiss driver Pascal Parut and his French teammate Denis Giraudet holds off all challenges. They post the fastest time on 2 of the stages and keep in close contact at the top of the leaderboard on the other 4 stages to claim maximum championship points after the opening round of the 2022 season. In the end, they lead by only 1 minute 25 seconds ahead of Jean-Francois Morgue, lucky with a great third place finish. That's it for today. On our next episode of FIA Pure Motorsport, we'll be searching for the next big FIA rally star. We'll be electrified by the Eco Rally Cup Valencia, and we'll show you the highlights of the beautiful Rally Kenya. Till next time, take care everybody, and ciao.